Have you been wanting to take the Painted Face for Beginners workshop, but you don't think you're an artist? No problem. These students didn't think that they could do it either. No workshops scheduled in your area? Well, here's the answer. A workshop on DVD. I'll take you through the process of painting the face step by step. You'll learn several different paint strokes, and once you know how, you can paint anyone and anything you like. Check out BonnieMcCaffery.com for my new workshop on DVD, Painted Face for Beginners. Hi there, this is Bonnie McCaffery, and thank you so much for coming back to Bonnie's Creative Quilting Adventures. And boy, do I have something exciting for you this month. I'm going to talk with Ricky Timms, and we're going to hear lots of interesting things about Ricky. Ricky, thank you so much for taking the time to do this with me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Glad to be here.
Yeah. So did you start in the traditional way of quilting?
Oh, I did actually. My first quilt was a sampler quilt. I actually am one of those people that use cardboard templates and scissors to cut out all the first bits of patches. And when the book said to use a 1/4-inch seam allowance, I thought it meant sorta.
What are some of the classes you've taught? Because some neat things.
Yeah, I have. Actually, I do a class called Quilting Caveman Style. I have a DVD on that particular workshop, but it's basically improvisational patchwork. And my name for it is Quilting Caveman Style. And so that's been a fun project.
So Ricky the Caveman, yeah.
Right.
And then, you know, when I was in England, I heard about these chantel quilts. What's a chantel?
Okay, that relates to the caveman projects because I started making these little tulips with no pattern, just cutting them and sewing them together. But I was at a beginning quilters class, and a lady the next morning, I wasn't teaching the class, I was just attending the class. But one of the students called the teacher. She says, I just got a student calling me, and she's very confused. Who's Chantel? And she was confused because she said, yeah, she said, Ricky brought Chantel. And she thought she had met everybody in the class. And we all got a laugh because she said, no, Ricky brought show and tell. So, you know, with my Texas accent. So I ended up making these little tulips, and I started naming them Tulip for Chantel.
Now, you're quite an award winner. In fact, I think one of your quilts is in the 100 Best Quilts of the Century.
You know what? That's not true. But it's close to being true.
Okay.
One of my quilts that I made in 1996 made it as the 101st best quilt of the. I was the ugly 101st best quilt. So close and yet so far away, right? Yeah. And then what they did is they asked each of the 27 people involved in that decision-making process to pick one quilt that they strongly felt should have been in it but didn't make it. And so there were 27 101st best quilts. Does that make sense?
And which quilt was that?
It was called Simple Gifts.
Now, Ricky has changed the way the international teachers or the traveling teachers are teaching. How did you do that for us, Ricky?
Is that my fault?
It was. Ricky taught us about technology in teaching.
Well, the truth of the matter is that most people go to a class, and most teachers, and I think it is changing, but most teachers would say, we're teaching the class, come over here, stand around, look at the sewing machine, and even in a class of 20 to 25 people, you stand around and you can't see.
Exactly.
So I started using the opportunity to have video camera and or PowerPoint presentations so that they could sit at their chairs and see better than they could see if they were standing around. So basically, I kind of put a little presentation together, and I says, come on, teachers, you can do this. And they got on the bandwagon, and look what you're doing now.
Absolutely. It has changed my teaching because now I do my painted face class with a camera hanging over top and projecting behind me so that everybody can see exactly the eye in large full screen.
Good.
And you're using this techno teaching for your seminars, aren't you?
They're actually called super seminars because I've got Alex Anderson and Libby Lehman teaching with me. It's 2.5 days on stage with a huge screen, live camera, projected DVDs, and we give them a notebook, a 120-page notebook that you cannot buy. You only get it by going to the seminar.
Tell me about the Internet TV and how that is, not only how it's evolved, but where it's going.
Okay, well, let me just say it's based on a website that is now called thequiltshow.com. And it is a television program on the internet. So when I use TV, I use that with quotation. TV show,
Yes.
right? With Alex Anderson. And the technology today, as we're doing right now, allows people on the internet to watch video and see. So we're producing a full-blown production. It's the first quilt show ever shot in front of a live audience, and it's a membership-based subscription.
Right.
So think of it as a magazine. You subscribe to the magazine, and you get your issues as they come out. And then we also have site sponsors and production sponsors. So this is allowing us to access quilters all over the world.
Yeah.
It's
Any
really,
idea how many countries?
Oh gosh, I don't know, but I can list some. We have Finland, we have Denmark, we have Norway, we have France, we have Germany, we have England, Ireland, we have Australia, we have New Zealand, we've got Japanese quilters, we've got Brazil quilters, Chilean quilters, and South African quilters. And I'm sure there's more than that.
I'm sure there is. And isn't it amazing that there's a place we can go that we can connect with quilters from all over the world?
Oh, I think this is what gets me excited. If I was planning a trip to Finland, I could go on and search for quilters in Finland. I can start an email correspondence with those quilters in Finland, and then when I go, I can meet them.
Now, I understand that recently you've bought a fairly large purchase of something pretty exciting for a quilter.
I did. Okay, last year, oh gosh, what's this year? 2007? Okay,
yeah.
2006. See, I don't even know what century I'm living in hardly.
Who knows?
2006, I won the best machine quilt at Paducah, and that's a nice chunk of change when you accept that prize money. And I was not going to use that money to pay bills. That was my play money. If my quilt was going to go live in the museum, I'm going to play with that money. So I ended up... Justin and I put down payments on 2 Harley-Davidson motorcycles. So I am now the quilter biker dude.
Quilter biker dude.
That's
and
right.
So which quilt did you trade in for the bike?
Okay, the quilt that I won with is called Fire Dragon Rhapsody. It's all machine pieced with machine applique, and it was the machine award winner for machine quilting.
Yeah. So let me throw you a little question that I haven't really given you time to think about.
Okay.
What's your life philosophy?
Oh, okay. Well, that's really not so difficult because I do have it defined. I desire to be able to give back as much as I possibly can in my life. I want to inspire and encourage people. I know that life is short, and I also know that I've been given a lot. I sometimes say, okay, I'm a good musician. I'm a good piano player. I'm not the best piano player, but I'm pretty good.
He's pretty darn good, and if you have an opportunity to go hear Ricky play, go. And if you don't have an opportunity to go hear him play, I think you have CDs on your website.
I've got several CDs on my website. But music has been my life. And I was blessed with music from the time I was 3 years old. So I'm pretty good at music. Now, I'm sorry I'm bragging about myself, but I'm about to not brag because even though I'm a good pianist, I'm not the best pianist. And I'm a pretty dang good quilter, but I don't think of myself as the best. I've been really blessed to be a fun teacher and a good teacher, and people have really embraced what I've done and all of that. But the truth of the matter is, I don't feel like I'm the best of that either. When it all stirs the pot, I've been given a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe more than my fair share. You know what? It wouldn't be fair if I didn't share. And I do try. I mean, I spend 16, 18 hours a day working just so that I can try to find a way to make other people feel inspired and encouraged, whether it's through a book or a song or, a quilt or whatever. I just want to feel like I'm giving back. This life is short, and I would like to think that my legacy would be that I have encouraged other people with the life I've been given. So that's really kind of how I look at life. Thanks.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Pushing up daisies, probably.
I don't think so.
You know what? I would love to think that I could continue doing pretty much what I'm doing.
Oh, so maybe in 10 years we'll have intergalactic internet TV.
Goodness gracious, with technology the way it is today, who knows what's going to happen? We might be having quilt retreats in space.
Oh, that's right. Well, Ricky, thank you so much for doing this with me.
It has been my pleasure, Bonnie. I love what you do, and you've been a great inspiration to the quilt world, and I know you've got a lot of people following you, and it's great that you're able to bring this side of things to your people on your website.
It's fun.
Great.
It really is a lot of fun. And I thank you all for joining me this month, and I hope you'll come back next month to see what I have for you then. Thanks for being with me.
What?